Alright, so not a lot to say about the opening segment of this game. I start out in the Ninja Village as a ninja who's been on watch for the Western hero, and he wants to shirk off and basically not really do much. He's like, oh great, another history lesson. This is kind of boring. I wish I could get out of town. In this pixelated adventure, we're only going to be doing basically the 8-bit portion of the run. I wouldn't even call it the halfway mark, maybe closer to, I'd say maybe the quarter mark of it. So we're only going to take the advantage of going through just that part before it actually turns into a much wider game at that particular point. This is more of an introductory level, you know, how to jump, learn how to use slashing techniques to hit objects like the lanterns or enemies, which gives you a secondary jump in midair called a cloud step. And you get to not really lose a lot of time here as long as you don't land on anything that holds you up for a second. So you're going to be very, very simple, very easy time to have equal here. So I wouldn't expect to see any sort of things there. There is a minor technique called Ducker Z, where after the text box from the old man and when the ninja is saying watch out, if you let go of the dialogue text and hold down, you get a short hop instead of a longer one, which saves you just a little bit of time. So got some good Ducker Z's going on here, and let's see how many bro shards we get. We get 1 on Sonya's side, none for Nanas, unfortunately. Those aren't huge, they're not necessary, but there is a certain amount of time shards that everyone will need in order for their first shop. So ideally, that's where we would like to see is getting everyone to 40. So let's give everyone their thoughts. They only need a couple of like random drops from enemies. Most of the other ones are guaranteed within route, so we'll hope that no one comes up short as we leave our ninja village here and we get ready to take on Autumn Hills, the first stage here. So nothing too special going on here. This is going to be a lot of like running to the right and grabbing these time shards along the way. These are used as the currency in game. We'll see if we get any T boost from anyone. Looks like Sonya has opted out from her T boosting. Let's see if Nana goes for any. Yep, there we go. So that little slap of the turtle there coming from behind actually pushes you forward. The green kappas of the green turtles, they have a knockback feature. When you hit them, they kind of hold you up a little bit. But if you hit them just right, you can get a couple of pixel boosts, which actually, you know, speeds you up just a tad. So it's a technique that can help you get, you know, a few extra little seconds there as Sonya's dropping in to get her first shop. She's got her 40. And Nanas is going to also do that. Had to go all the way to the right-hand side of the wall to get those few extras. So unfortunate need to do that, but at least it definitely was achieved. They'll be buying the ability to slash projectiles with this, which then now allows a third thing that you can get a cloud step off of, and that'll be used very, you know, frequently throughout this run to make sure that you're able to make some very interesting and good jumps as we move on through here, as displayed by Sonya right there. So that'll be one of the main primary things that we'll have happen here. The movement here, very simple, just have to do that, but we're going to think right thoughts. Unfortunately, Sonya not getting it. That spike boost, you basically just take the damage on purpose, hoping that you will go to the right. Those spike pixels are 2 in length, and if you hit the right-hand side, it'll boost you to the right, but if you land on the left, it'll shoot you to the left. So looks like Nanas got his right thoughts in order and was able to get that little bit of time save. So got to cut back a little bit of time here. We're not exactly synced, so it's really hard to say who's exactly ahead. I'll try to base it based on time there. So at 3:40, Sonya's going to cut through the saw. But it does look like, yeah, Nanos is just a smidge behind by what I'm seeing here at this point as they're going through here. Differences in style here. Potentially could see someone take the damage through these saw blades and then decide to pick up the health here in a minute. Looks like Sonya's going to go underneath. And Nanos is going to boost through the saw blade here, so we'll see if anyone gets our nice tower skip here, spike tower skip. Sonya tried to do the hug with the blue kappa, didn't quite get the momentum needed. Nanas with that, but respect for Sonya for attempting to get it. Nanas will make up a little bit of ground there by getting his spike tower boost, so GG's on that, as we're going to now climb up these little ferries to be able to get to the top here really quick. And now we're in the same room. So now we've got ourselves a race. Sonya having a little trouble with those guys there. Had to wait out that spike ball. That does 3 damage, so you definitely don't want to take that to the face. Good call to kind of delay there. All right, you get this quick little cycle boost there. Nicely done by Nanas. Sonya missing it. Looks like she's going to have to take kind of the longer cycle, the intended path on this one. So that'll definitely hold some things up here. Gets through that spike room just fine by Nanas. So good job there. Looks like Nanas is just plugging his way right through Autumn Hills without any major issue at this point. Also using these lanterns to stay up in the air, get around these corners just a little bit quicker. So again, just saving like a little bit of time every time that you're able to pull off these little things here, which is really good. Goes underneath that little grub there, no problems indeed. So he'll be coming up to the end of Autumn Hills here into our first boss fight against the Leaf Golem. Fun fact about the Leaf Golem, it only shows up during the full moon. Unfortunately for our ninja friend here, it's a full moon. Should have checked the weather before starting our adventure, hey? Of course he didn't know about that too much. With the money here, need 130, and we'll be buying our next 2 upgrades, one being the Shuriken, and the second being Second Wind. Both these skills, very important. The Shuriken especially for this fight because it allows for a 1 cycle here, because you get just that little bit of extra damage that you need to be able to push this thing through. So we'll see how Nanas does with this fight. Looks like a good setup, gets nice and close to save those extra time, and easy 1 cycle. So no problems there from Nana's side. Autumn Hills, just a couple of minor hiccups, but nothing major. And here we go. We'll see how Redsonja's battle goes with the Leaf Golem. Good setup on that one. Not opting to get close, stays ducked down in case. And oh, just missed like 1 swipe, unfortunate. So we're going to see the second cycle here. We've got to kind of wait for this monster to pop back down. There is a way to pop up there, but it's not an easy setup. And, you know, knocking it back to the middle costs a little bit more time there. But again, it was only 1 swipe short, so just unfortunate circumstance there on mashing with Sonya to be able to do that. But she got through, no problems, no damage taken. You see, Nanas just made it through the hardest stage of the game in Forlorn Temple, as Redsonja will be going in there. And the only reason that this one is really hard, even though it's seen later in the game, it's just you don't want to lose time here if you can avoid it in any way, shape, or form. But now we'll be going into the catacombs where you just met our first Fobkin. That was Necro back there. And now it's time to meet our good friends. So everyone say, "Hi, Ruxton." That'll be our mantra throughout this entire location is, "Hi, Ruxton." So this section is very important for cycles. These spike pillars, the way they move, the crushers that go on here, all of them on cycle base. You've got to keep your movement clean to make sure that you're not waiting any additional time here. Unfortunately, Sonya did miss out on that 1 cycle of that first room there. As Nanas now coming up through the spike ball room, no problems there. We'll now be doing some specific movement here to see if he can beat this crusher cycle at the end of this room. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. Looks like the setup is good. Doesn't have any fireballs in the way. This should be an easy 1 cycle for Nanas. Yep, and right through there. No problem whatsoever. All right, now we got Sonya going into the spike ball room here. As Nanas is going to try to bleed out a few extra frames here, maybe using these platforms to just get a little forward movement. The way that platforms work is if they're going against the direction you're going, they will slow you down, where going with them will boost you just a little bit. So really good thing to have if you can land on moving platforms that are going your way. And oh wow, she's got blocked by those fireballs big time here. We'll have a good setup coming through here, most likely. Oh, she's going to wait out the extra cycle there. Just no confidence, unfortunately, to get there. I don't blame her. Taking a death at any point, obviously very costly. So taking it safe, mad respect for doing that. Nanas having a little hang up there with those platforms, going around to get the health after taking the spike boost in the water. Not a big deal, just you hate to see it sometimes, especially if you're running on PB pace to have something hang up. But we'll see if we get a little badonkadunk set up. Doesn't look like Nanas is feeling the badonkadunk today. As Sonya is now going through there. So hello, Ruxton. Say hi. Hi, Ruxton. Hope he's feeling really good and uplifting is what we hope for here. That's why we recommend that we just say hi. Alright, plenty of health for Nanas here. Most likely we're going to see a nice spike boost out of here, just saving a little bit of time, and easy peasy. No problems with Sonya going through the back and forth room. Let's see if Sonya sets up for a badonkadonk. Doesn't look like she's feeling it either, so she will be saying hi to Ruxin the second time. As we go to the monster elevator room, which uses the monsters and things to climb up as quickly as possible. Well done by Nanas. Very clean on that particular room. And we'll be dropping down here. Getting ready for the big one. This is one of the hardest ones. Ooh, doing the most tricky and scary thing to do is going around that spike ball before it swings in. Easy one cycle for Nanas. Very, very well executed there. That's super scary because that spike ball would kill you if it touched you. So excellent work by Nanas here in Catacombs. There were no problems there. Didn't set up for the Badonkadonk. It's about the only thing that was missed there, but, you know, you can't blame them in a race. You could save your 8 seconds, or you could lose even more by trying to set it up. So, you know, just taking nice, consistent one. We get a high Ruxton as well, which is perfect. Feeling very uplifting today, our pal Ruxton. And it's going to get the upper mid kill on him. Very, very well done. Excellent work. Sonya will be waiting out this Crusher cycle here as Nanas is now going to complete his trek out of the Catacombs and on to a perfect vacation day. I hear people like Chinese food in this particular segment. I'm not sure why, but, you know, apparently Chinese food is extremely, extremely important. So if you know the lyrics, sing along with me, everyone. Sing along with me if you know them. As soon as the first lanterns hit, I'm going to say it. I like Chinese food. Chinese food is good for you. I like to eat Chinese food, and Chinese food is yummy too. If you like me too, you will bring me Chinese food because it is so yummy. Did I mention I like Chinese food? There we go. Excellent stuff. Wonderful, wonderful things here. And Sonya finishing up. Yep. Sonya finishing up, no problem whatsoever on her Ruxton as Nanas now going through our bamboo thing. Ooh. Missed one shuriken toss there, but no problem. Didn't get it eaten by a projectile where I had to walk over to the right to hit that, so that was still much more preferred than the other thing, as he's going to be setting up, hopefully, for some quick corner cutting here. The timing of that, not so bad. All right, perfect. Got up around that corner very quickly, and it's going to avoid our mysterious stranger with the halberd. Doing a little bit of T-boosting off of some of these switches, again, is just a method to save just a smidge of time every time that you can do it. Going to take the lower route through the spikes. And as long as no challenges there, no problems whatsoever. So taking the quickest method through that spike room. Excellent job by Nanas there. All right, let's see. We got Sonya coming in to the shuriken room. See how she handles this. She's going to go right for the switch. Only had one shuriken, probably the best call. It's going to have to run over there anyway. And I believe I just missed a N2 skip on Nana's side. I looked over just in time, and it looks like we did get N2. So excellent job by Nanas. He's holding back no punches today in his run. He's going pretty much all out, which is awesome. He's going to fly right through this stage. Sonya taking advantage of that backup health there. Don't blame her. This is kind of a scary area, and depending on where you take a death, it can really cost you some time. So, you know, knowing that backup health there, very important. So he's going to take the lantern elevator. Good job there, and through bamboo. That was a super clean bamboo by Nanas. Cannot complain. He's going to be flying out of here. Had to get a few of the extra waterfall shards. Came up a little short on the money side, but looks like now is in a good position. Again, trying to get to 275 before our next mandatory shop, which will be as soon as we get into Howling Grotto, where they are entering, and he's going to get a few extra shards just along the way. Should have enough, no problem. All right, we got Sonya in the N2 room. Let's see what she's going to go for in the elevator. She's going to... Oh, interesting setup there. Not quite what we were looking for, so she will have to take the elevator a little bit to eat up just a little bit of time, but nothing too major. She's going to go a little higher just to make sure that she definitely makes it up there, but no big deal. See if she can get the cut. Oh, she's not even going to go for the cut there. I don't blame her. Respect, for sure. You know, again, just get through it. All right, so he's completed his shop. We just got basically the water dive, which allows you to do like a sprint underwater, and more importantly is the acrobatic dive. So that allows you to attack while you're at this wingsuit that we just picked up. It's a necessary item to continue forward with the wingsuit. And getting the attack here will allow Nanas to set up some other things throughout the rest of the run. Look at this drop. Really good. Only one minor correction really to get through it. So that was a super clean drop in that room there. Alright, looks like we got Redsonja coming up to the lantern elevator. Having a little trouble getting it set up. It didn't fall. Just got to get something to come her way. Uh-oh. Alright, whew. At least she didn't fall. That was really well recovered by Redsonja. That was super scary there. But yeah, if you take a fall there, that eats up a ton of time. At least she's good on her shard count. As we turn back to Nanos here really quick. Looks like we might be seeing a DK skip. It's good setup. Oh, the butt scratcher. He makes it, though. Oof, that's huge. That cycle is not easy to make at all. One minor movement error, and you basically have to wait it out. So that was a super tight one, but made it. So good job on Nana's side getting that DK skip. He'll be plugging his way through here while Redsonja is now getting her shopping done here in Howling Grotto. She will be moving onwards, hopefully to get the same. Good clean drops here by Nanas as well, making pretty much all the cycle. He might be... I can't really hear, unfortunately, for the audio on my end. It looks like he's on a good pace. Oh, well, maybe not for Hey Skip anymore. Clinging to that wall from the yeet there. That was unfortunate. It does happen, though. If you get a little too high coming out of that water, you end up just clinging onto it because sticky ninjas are sticky. And, yeah, it just turns into a thing. But he might still be on for a pretty good Hey Skip, or at least a very close one. Potentially save room or boss room. You guys in chat will have to tell me if he makes it or not. Alright, you got Redsonja plugging on through here. She's still in the early stages, getting set up for a couple of things. That bat be giving her a little bit of trouble, unfortunately. Good boost there at the end by Nanas, using the updraft to get just a little bit of more vertical velocity and making it into our boss room. So our next boss here, Emerald Golem. There's specific things that need to happen here. Wants to try to get this first phase done in 2 cycles, and involves doing some damage boosting, but more importantly, counting to 7. 7 is a very important number here, so counting to 7 will set this up for the exposure of the actual boss. Shuriken is the 8th hit, so good first round for Nanas here. We'll see how he'll get plenty of damage in here right now, and then retreat back out, try to get set up again for the second one. 4, 5, 6, 7, and easy does it. All right, so this will be a pretty clean 2 cycle for Nanas, no problems whatsoever. And we'll see how the second phase goes. Ideally, want to see this spirit go to the right or left, I mean. And then the ideal scenario is to complete this fight as low as possible on the screen to save some time. That's a really good setup by Nanas. Could be a little lower, like off the screen there at the bottom, but you're not going to lose a significant amount of time for this with that kill. So really cleanly done on Emerald Golem by Nanas. All right, looks like we got Redsonja coming closer to the end. She's getting towards the end of Howling Grotto here. A few more rooms to go. We'll see how her fight goes. And Golem Thump for those in chat. This poor guy. It was just a misunderstanding, we think. Now we're going to go into Quillshroom Marsh. Quillshroom Marsh is it's a pretty tricky area. There's a lot of things going on. New mechanic entered. There's some sinking sand, like quicksand, sinking bogs, basically. We just want to avoid those as much as possible because obviously getting stuck in those, not so good for your movement. There's also a room that used to be known as, hey, just hold right. Probably not as much anymore, thanks to T-boosting being a thing. We'll see which route Nanas decides to go. Does he decide to hold right in this room, which is also the longest longest horizontal room in at least the 8-bit part, probably the entire game. And yeah, if you just hold right here, you just get through it. That's really all you have to do. And so far, so good on holding right. So we got Redsonja starting up her fight with the Golem, using up her shurikens right away. That's an interesting call. So she will probably be looking at a 3 cycle, I'm guessing. We'll see how the rest of it goes, but it's going to be a start. But she basically used the shurikens to kind of set up for a really quick end of that first particular phase of attack, and then she's going to have to strike the center 8 times each time now. All right, well, successful right by Nanas for sure. Got through that okay. and is now just plugging his way on through here for the rest of the marsh. Main thing at this particular point is just watch out for the death traps that are kind of around here everywhere. Didn't quite get a head scratcher. Let's see, maybe if there was going to be a little pacifist thing going on. Just went over the head. Gonna pick up that health just to make sure that they are full going into this vertical ascension room. Very clean. And in this one here, very tricky. Got to get just the right vertical height to get over that spikes. Easily done by Nanas. Moving on forward is Redsonja now in her second phase with the Emerald Golem. Should be finishing up very close. About middle screen, partially to the left. That's not too terrible of a position. So pretty clean fight. Got through with no deaths, and no deaths for either runner, which is really good so far. That's the main thing in these, when you don't know what's going to happen in a race. One death can completely swing some things around really quick, even despite, a giant lead, depending on which one it is. All right, we got the bully room coming up on Nana's side. Ideally, you just want to take like 2 hits as you get bodied through there. Easily done, pretty clean. No major hang-ups there. That room can be quite the troll sometimes, so making it look very simple on Nanas' side here, as Redsonja is now starting her way through Colstrom as well. Also, take note, if you have a moment, with the music, these lanterns and the mushrooms in the background sing along with the song. Definitely a nice little touch by the developers. I do like those little things when developers just add that little extra bit of charm to a level. And this one, in my casual playthrough, was kind of a nightmare, so at least having that there kind of gave me a reason to smile. That was a pretty easy quills room for Nanas, and we'll now be coming up to the Queen of Quills. We'll see how this goes, if he gets a whipless. It's a good start so far, making sure that she doesn't have a chance to throw any spores, because those do cost time. Not sure that this is set up for a whipless, but definitely taking it a nice easy, keeping her on those lower ones where it's a little easier to get her. Be punching through here, but yep, we're gonna get some whips. She's a big Devo fan, and you gotta watch out for that whip. It does do 2 points of damage, can kill you if you're not paying attention, but decent kill on Nanas' side, no problems there. And having taken no deaths, will also have avoided the additional dialogue that occurs there at the end of that fight. So really clean Quillstrom overall by Nanas, as he's going to move on to Searing Crags. Redsonja plugging her way through there. Taking some caution. I don't blame this area. Definitely can be rough from a damage perspective. So Redsonja, again, moving very steadily through here. Again, no deaths, so it's still big time kudos going on there. All right, Searing Crags. We're going to pick up our most important tool of the entire speed run. And the new mantra now for this particular race is rope dart everything. This rope dart allows you to basically pull yourself forward at incredible speeds. You can clip on to walls, lanterns, enemies. The only thing you can't clip onto is projectiles, which is unfortunate, but you can't have everything. I mean, you can still rope dart it, just won't really do you much from a speed perspective, but you'll start to see that this is going to be used very, very heavily. So we're going to go up and under here. With that spike ball. Ooh, good save there at the end there. There's also a little bit of a cooldown, so you can't just spam it once you use it, unless it's like under specific circumstances. So you have to be very cognizant of like how you're using it in order to just make sure that you don't put yourself in a bad spot, especially over a pit. Let's see if we get a little cut here. Oh, nicely set up there to get up the right side. That little skip there does save just a little bit of time, and that was an extremely good setup. Trying to go right side here off that one tile. Does get it second try. Then got to do another one tile there. Okay, little hang-ups, but respect going right-hand side. It is a little bit faster to go that way, so kudos on getting that through there. You got Redsonja coming up on the spike room coming up here, and we got Nanas getting ready to do a little skip there, through there, up and over. Oh! And the rope dart cut him short. Uh-oh. Unfortunate. Yeah, just couldn't quite get the momentum to the right there to be able to get over on that side. So had to take it a little bit slower, but again, very, very good attempt at it. Was probably a really good setup initially. Nice under there for that one tile to catch that. As we got Redsonja now coming up on the Queen of Quills. Looks like we're going to get some spore action going here. As long as you avoid those, that's the important thing. You definitely don't want to, because it basically interrupts her. She comes to try to smack you. with the whip. I mean, it's easy to avoid that from happening, but you know, the more time you spend down, um, the worse off it's going to be. Didn't quite get enough damage on that phase to clean up the first part of it here. She's getting ready for the second phase. This will definitely push her into the next phase here. Again, the main thing is just avoid that whip, whatever you do. And you can't just sit there and duck because she will kill. Oh, unfortunate. Sonya taking her first death, and we're going to say hello to Quirble for the first time in this stream. Quirbo's kind of an annoyance. He does save you from death, however, he charges you by eating up your valuable time shards. Fortunately, at this point of the run, there isn't any more needed, so if you are going to take a death in a speed run, this is probably the best time to do it, because you'll have all the finance you need for 8-bit that you'll ever need to do that, so this won't be a big deal. Plus, the bosses shoo him away. He's very scared of bosses. So we got Nanas now currently dealing with Colossus. Unfortunately, getting the people's elbow there from Susus, or Collis, sorry. But looks like he's gotten damage he wants. He's just waiting for cycles to go through, at least on Collis, and a couple more hits. Yeah, it wasn't quite the cleanest 2 cycle you could get. Some unfortunate circumstances with that fight, but got through it pretty good. The brothers obviously very happy with the performance of our ninja friend. We'll send him along his way, and hey, I know this channel has a shovel please emote, so once we get into Glacial Peak, can I see some shovel please? That was a lot of whips there, but she got through it. She got through it. She's good. We're moving on to Searing Crags on Sonya's side. All right, easy 1 tile going up there. This is going to be a very fast segment if done properly. Going to clearing out through here using the rope dart anywhere and everywhere that you are able to boost yourself forward. And we're going to see a lot of that here. So we're going to start the ascension up these very cold non-Celeste mountain. Very clean so far, both sides right now. Sonya beginning her trek up Searing Crags. Is we've got basically 2 sides of the mountain. We got the hot and the cold side. It's almost like it's a Banjo-Kazooie thing. Just using these monsters to get just a little bit set up for the extra jump there. Very clean rooms going out from Nanas' side. It's got Sonya plugging on through. She's going to take things just a little more cautiously. It's a kind of, some of these jumps are really, really tricky, and it's good to see that she's still just plugging away, you know, even at a rapid pace, through this no problem there. That was kind of a rude rock that just dropped on her head here. All right, we got okay. Netta saving that there. It was a little sketchy on that, but was able to avoid dropping into the pit. As gonna plug on through, and hey, look, it's our mysterious stranger again. Still no idea who this guy is, but seems to be stalking us everywhere. Nice little boost off that projectile, save some time. Whoa! Uh-oh. Oh, using the projectiles as a backup, that's actually really wise. You can wait out to have that icicle like reform so you could get back up there, but using those projectiles, Nanas is just putting on a clinic on backup strats. That was extremely, extremely good. Now we're going to see if he's going to set up for a teleport here, most likely. Unfortunately, not getting that teleport there. This kind of missed the movement, and the timing was just a little bit off there. So the rope dart has the ability to warp you when you basically kill and slash an enemy at the same time. A like enemy of it appears on the other side of the screen. It'll warp you to that new enemy's location. And again, just missed the timing just a smidge there to be able to get that off. But again, no fall, no death. He's finished the ascension to the Tower of Time, which has many nicknames across the entire community. Anything from Tower of Time Loss to Tower of Tears, Tower of Time Save, depending on, you know, kind of where you're at in things with that game. But everyone loves to hate it equally, I believe. Just a lot of crazy things that can go on here. So we'll see what strats Nanas is going to bring to the table. Can't wait to see what all we're going to be treated to here. We got Sonya coming up near the end of her ascension to Colossus. Going to take it a little cautiously. Her health is a little low, so I cannot falter on that. I would be just being as cautious as I possibly can as well, as we don't want to take a death, especially that far. It would set her back quite a bit. But no problems there. Gets the full health recharge and enters Colossus. All right, so we have Nanas here. Ooh, getting the one tile off the Crusher. Oh, no! Oh, wow, everything didn't quite go well. Couldn't get the inputs back under control. It takes his first death right at the beginning. Second room, taking that Crush there. Crushes are insta-kill. So it's unfortunate. Those things happen. But, he'll move on from it. Though it's like, as time losses go, not too terrible. I mean, you got the dialogue you have to do, but trying to get that sword slash through the wall there, I think it's called Blue Steel, didn't quite work out as he wanted to. Had to go and make sure that he hit that crystal again. The big thing about this particular tower is things are very painful. These lasers do 4 ticks of damage. Spikes do 3. So we have to be very cognizant of both these obstacles. We've got Sonja kind of finishing up here with Colossus, I believe, or at least relatively soon. Yep, she's finished. Good job with that. So clean fight by Sonja. She's going to move on to her ascension of Glacial Peak here. Pretty clean room there by Nanas with the switches and that. See if he gets the setup. Nope. A little late on the rope dart there, and ended up not quite being able to get the knockback to set up for the quick cycle of that room. Respect for trying. Respect. But no issues there. We'll at least have no worries going into this particular portion of things. Wizrobe's playing a little rude there. Yeah, I would take him out for that too. They kind of kept him from making that Crusher cycle, unfortunately, so gonna get some revenge. Good cycle skip right there. Good setup. Got the perfect jumps, got out of the way, and was able to save himself a little bit of time. Ooh, there you go. There's a good one. Nice one. Well done with one cycle of that particular room there. All right, got Sonja starting her ascent. Let's see how she's doing. Ooh, getting bodied a little bit by these projectiles. But makes it up there okay. Just got to be a little cognizant of health. We're going to use that little guy to get up there. Now, the last 2 upgrades we pick up is 1 extra health boost and the potential of health drops to come from these enemies. And it's very valuable with some of the strats that we see going on with Tower of Time example. That comes in handy to have 1, the extra health, and 2, the potential of getting some extra ones just so you can try some of the more like advanced stuff here. I did miss that 1 laser room, so I'm not sure what strats he might have pulled off there, but I bet chat would have called it out. I see a Kuni 1 cycle mentioned, so got that going at least. But that was the other room. All right, Sonja, let's go. You got this. Now, I noticed that Nanas does not have any shurikens left, so it looks like we're going to get a walk of shame coming from Nanas, unfortunately. I don't see any shurikens there, so that will be unfortunate. Oh, look at the swag slide on Sonja's side there, just taking that room nice and easy. Ninja needs a rest. It's been a long ascension. Oh, we're going for eyeball boost. Oh, unfortunate. Ran out of... Took a laser hit instead of an eyeball hit there, and that again, it's 4 points of damage. Oh, does have a shuriken on that end. I'm not sure how I didn't see. Oh, that's where the walk of shame would have been. See, look at this. I'm not paying attention. Look at this. I'm very bad. Ooh, Sonja. Whew, what a recovery. Ooh, that was scary. Almost fell all the way off of there. Would not have wanted that in that situation. So. Good save there. All right, we got Nanas coming up at the end of the Tower of Time. This is the Time Waster room, known because of the fact that, it's a lot of time spent with these things. One wrong move will send you backwards, but we're going to see if we can get a nice little blue steel here. Oh, yep, there's why it's called the Time Waster room. That's unfortunate. Didn't quite get down enough, or the inputs weren't quite right to swing that sword through the wall to kind of skip a couple of extra movements there, but got through on the second try, no problem. We'll be starting his ascension up to the final boss of this. Sonja still plugging along, having a pretty decent Glacial Peak so far. Opting not to set up for the teleport. Oof. Some clutch recoveries, I like it though. that respect, being able to identify when things aren't quite going to go your way and being able to save yourself. So we come up to Arcane Golem here, our final boss of the 8-bit route for Nanas. We'll see how this goes. You want to try to avoid as many claps as you can, but sometimes, depending on your setup, will determine whether or not you do that. It's going to get right in that face, though, and just try to deal some damage here. The tricky part is those projectile orbs around the head, especially the angle you're coming from, can sometimes pose a bit of a threat there in regards to causing you damage. And being on that right-hand side, I find that you tend to eat more of those than you do for coming from the left for some reason. But hanging in there is taking a little bit of damage getting through here. Now starting to stick in close, but this is getting a little scary. But there we go. Nanas taking it out. 35-19 is the time. So good job there with that. GG's in chat for Olenanas coming out with the victory today in our first match of the second chance bracket. And we'll cheer on Sonia as she goes on into her trek through the Tower of Time. So I think a lot of people don't realize you could just run underneath that first platform. I don't think I did either. I think I took it nice and slow my very first time ever dealing with that first room. But, you know, you see that one is just moving at the proper pace to keep you from doing that. So no problems so far going through these first two rooms. No Hail Mary strats being set up here. Sony's going to take it nice and easy. Yeah, blame her. This room is super scary to do at any, like, actual speed. Taking damage from the Wiz Troll, but that kind of set her up for making sure she didn't eat laser damage here. Now we're going to be trying to beat the cycle of this before it blocks her off at the end. Does make it. No problem there. These crushers, although scary, are not super scary. They are easily dodged, so very well handled on that particular one. That Wizrobe does not want her to be able to shoot a shuriken at that crystal. That's what she was trying to set up for there, and it was just not letting her do it. Wiz Trolls living up to their name today, being very, very vicious. And again, just blocking her off at like every turn. Like when these guys are being very rude. There's one that I could think is much ruder than any of the other ones, but that would have been back in Catacombs. Oh, missing the cycle there, unfortunate, because didn't get the kick off the wall. Just gonna take this nice and easy. Don't blame her. This cycle skip is super scary. Even I can't do it on a consistent basis. But plugging on through here. Very cleanly done. Gonna take it just nice and easy here. Nice little casual glide down. Avoids the crusher cycle. Unfortunately, doesn't have any shurikens to set this up, but still easily can make this no problem even without using... Maybe use the rope dart there at the end. No problem. Easily made that cycle. Going to the updraft room. Oh no, missed another cycle. That's unfortunate. Again, this has still been a really clean run from Sonya. I know that she's been away from the game for a while, but having her come back, she's been handling it pretty decently. So no complaints there. Continue to cheer her on here as she goes through these particular ones. Nanas, I didn't know if you wanted to join for any sort of like post-game interview. Oh, unfortunate Sonya going just a little too high on the second little hop. Takes a little bit of, takes that damage from those lasers. Again, 4 points of damage. No surviving that, unfortunately. So she'll take her second attempt at going up here. No big deal. There we go. Nice and easy. Taking out that extra cycle there. No big deal. Just moving right along. The updraft room. It's kind of scary, that one. I mean, the inputs for that are very simple, but you just worry that you're going to miss something somewhere and eat something you don't want to, like spikes in that room as an example. All right. Coming up there, no problems. All right. Unfortunately, gonna have to take a little bit of a walk of shame here. Just no shurikens. Use that rope dart to hit that crystal a little bit sooner. Saves you just a smidge of time. Going up and over that last saw blade. Totally works. We'll easily make these crushers. No problem. Coming up into the swing room. The eyeball room. It's a super scary room to do at speed. Ooh, getting knocked back, but fortunately getting out of it before the iframes canceled out. Saved herself there. These whiz trolls, again, right in the way. God, these been so mean to everyone in these runs. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know. I guess they didn't have their Wheaties this morning. Someone make these guys some breakfast. These whiz trolls need something like coffee or something to make themselves be a little bit less grouchy. Thinking. All right, here we go through the time waster room. See how Sonya does here. She's gonna just go ahead and go for the normal strat. Respect. I mean, just want to finish this one out at this point. It's been not a terrible run though. I still cannot say that this has been a bad run from her at all. She's done very, very well. Yeah, they need their muffins. That's correct. Yes, the whiz trolls need their muffins. We saw Ruxton had his at least, so that was good. All right, come up to the laser room here. Final save pad. Grabs everything she needs. Take the nice casual ride on over, and we'll see how her Arcane Golem fight goes. All right. Well, our Guardians get to do the thing. We'll see if Redsonja does the thing better. Again, just want to get up on that hand, get up in that face, and give it what for. She's going to be trying to set up for the old Pachi Pachi, the 2C special. This takes like actual rhythm and timing. We're basically doing damage at key points to make sure that it doesn't trigger a clap here. Looking very solid. This is looking extremely good. It might even be a single Pachi at this rate. I've only seen that thus far. Look at this. This is absolutely amazing. Excellent fight by Sonya. Wow. Excellent fight by Sonya. That was absolutely done. That was done very, very well. GG. Get your GGs in chat for Sonya. Nice little Pachi Pachi. Finishing up with a 41-45. Sonya, excellent job today. If you want to come in for an interview, you are more than welcome to. Same with you, Ole, if you would. I am joined here by Redsonja. Sonya, GG on your race.
Thanks, GG.
Excellent job on that Arcane Golem. Beautiful Pachi Pachi.
I feel like that's like the only boss that I'm decent at, aside from.
I didn't see too much going wrong, throughout that. I mean, I thought your boss fights were pretty clean. Unfortunately, you didn't get the one cycle with the Leaf Golem, but you were
Oh
only
man,
one sword strike away with that. I mean, it was so close, so close.
man, I got so much anxiety when he didn't die on the first cycle. I was like, no.
Yeah, that's a
yeah.
bad feeling when it happens, but you just have to take your punches and roll with it.
Yeah, I just had to accept it. And the Emerald Golem, I just, he's my worst one. I hate him.
He's tricky. I mean, I only picked this game up a couple months ago as a speed run, and learning how to get that down, it takes time and practice, but it was still a really clean fight. I mean, you didn't take a death there. That's the important thing, and then you got through it pretty fine, I thought.
Thank you.
All right, well, any questions from chat at all for either? I see Ole in the standby room as well if he wants to get pulled in. Welcome, Ole. GG's on your run and win.
Hello, thank you.
GG, Ole.
So, Ole, my first question is why switch version today?
I'll adjust my voice a little.
Okay. So Ole, my first question to you is why switch version today? Not sure you can hear me. You
Uh-oh.
there, Ole?
Okay, hi.
Oh, hi.
Yep, I'm here. Yeah.
How you feeling after your victory here?
Um, I don't know, a bit um strange. I was on PB pace for the first half of the run, and then I suddenly start screwing everything up in the latter half.
Wow, it's a super clean run. I think the only thing that you missed going for was, and you didn't even really set up for it. You kind of skipped out on doing Badonkadunk, but I mean everything else was super clean. The bosses were good, and then suddenly Tower of Time happened, obviously. But I thought you were having a pretty decent run. I didn't realize you were on PB pace, so that was amazing. Um, good job with that.
Yeah, I was up until Grotto. I was after Grotto. I was still on PB pace, but after that, it died in the crags.
Couple of minor hiccups there. That's right. There was that one room with the Kappa and then getting off to the right hand side and just wasn't letting you by today. And then the right side is Ascension also had a couple of hangups, so it's unfortunate, but I mean it's still extremely solid run. So Ole, a question in chat is: are there any tricks you're trying to learn
I'm trying to
lately?
learn the I'm trying to learn the turtle slashers at this point, and then when the community the thing comes out, I will probably go through it and see each room individually.
Yeah, for those of you not aware, there's a Hall of Fast thing where
I'm
we
going to say
basically
that.
go ahead, Ole.
So there is this my favorite pineapple flavored based food is pineapples on pizzas.
Apparently it's today, PJ. Pineapple on pizza is today. All right, Sonia, any last thoughts? I know, unfortunately, this kind of ends your stint within the tournament, but any last thoughts regarding the tournament and your experience throughout it? If you're still here, Sonia.
Hey, sorry, I had push to talk on. Wait, I was just saying I'm happy to be speedrunning again. Kyle told me about the tournament, and I was like, yeah, why not? And I've also just been playing a lot of WoW lately, so I'm gonna go back to that for a little while.
Back to the old grind in World of Warcraft. Nice. Well, we appreciated you coming out. It was good to have you, and welcome back to speedrunning.
Thank you.
Definitely. So
It's good to be back.
I hope you keep scratching that itch and keep it going for sure. It's always a fun activity.
Of course, yeah.
Ole,
Great.
any last thoughts for you as you're waiting out the results of well, I guess Kase dropped out of the tournament, so I think Jangle Storm is going to be your next opponent, if I'm looking at things correctly. You have any thoughts regarding that upcoming matchup?
I don't know. I think that's going to be pretty tight, hopefully.
Yeah, Jangle just got like a pretty big PB here like a week ago, so he's picking up his game within this. So yeah, he could come and pose a bit of a threat there for sure. So better be on your toes. I would never discount Jangle if he's feeling good on that day.
Ah, certainly.
All right. Any final thoughts from you, Ole?
No, GG to Redsonja, and thanks for having me.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, thanks, you guys. It was a beautiful race to watch. I appreciate it. I know we got to get set up for our next upcoming race. We got another one coming up right away. Looks like we got Yeriko. Or actually, I'm sorry, is it Kyle? Oh, Kyle and Gradius will be taking over commentary. Yeriko and Mr. Dino, I believe, will be taking on each other here. So we'll see how that goes. And for that, I'll get out of everyone's way. My name's Norimaki SR. It was a pleasure to commentate for you all. Get ready for some more message interaction coming up very shortly.